Hair Razor Podcast.
We are back. Even I'm back. Nobody actually knows why. From the so I was going through the Hair Razor mailbag.
Yep.
Oh my. It appears that things last week went right off the rails.
Not right away.
No.
Just gradually, and then suddenly. Yeah. People found it funny.
People did find it funny. You didn't.
No, there reached a point I did not.
No. Mark.
I thought it was hilarious.
So Phil's non-committal. Mark, what did you think?
I thought it was hilarious. I was waiting
Whatever.
for Philip to just end it, flip the table, and knock you out.
He was gonna pummel me. I read this.
I think I mentioned it towards the end, didn't I?
You did, but I don't know. I don't know what anybody said about
I
it.
think Philip's going to come across the table here in a minute.
I was slightly getting frustrated over the fact that
Well, here's the good.
is more important.
Here's the good news. Philip
Here's
made
the
it to the
thing.
football game.
You're supposed to start it with
everybody
here's the
had
thing, Mark.
everybody had an awesome time at the football game. I'm guessing.
So from the Hair Razor mailbag, one listener said, if I'd rode Phil any harder, they'd had to rename him the Pony Express.
Yeah, see?
I suck, and I recognize that. And so here's the thing. I looked into how you set the internal editor.
Okay.
Right. The internal editor matters.
Right. And yours was
Apparently not
non-existent last week.
Well, I wasn't dropping F-bombs.
Well, that's true.
And that's true. That's the thing. It can be set that way. So now it's set. Okay. So if you're not going to be at something, so now I say nothing. I put in.
It wasn't the fact of saying nothing. It was the fact you wrote it like the Pony Express.
So what happened was it's like a computer program that got in a loop. You couldn't get out of it. Is that fair?
Yeah, that I would say that's fair.
By the way,
short-circuited a little bit.
I was really frightened. After I realized I was about to get pummeled, I really thought, like, what am I gonna do if I gotta find a new tailgate spot?
I was worried about having to find a new tailgate spot. And then I was like, nah.
Wait.
And then I said, nah, it'll be fine.
We thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh. See?
I was like, am I going to have to go find new friends?
So I was mildly right.
Neither one of you
Right.
can handle that.
What, finding new friends?
No, you can't. Seriously.
I was named the social butterfly at Sodaro this past week, so I'm pretty sure I could.
Oh, I like
It doesn't mean they're your friends.
Hey, one of them came to the game with me on Saturday. Frank Karlachek.
Oh,
his whole family.
Oh, was that the guy, the one guy to the left?
Yeah, with him and his girlfriend and two boys. Yeah, that's who bought my tickets.
You brought somebody else's family?
I mean, you can get rid of me, but
I was trying to buy my tickets during the Sodaro meeting. Hopefully people in charge of Sodaro aren't listening, but like I forgot. And then I was like, on Tuesday, I was like, oh crap, I think I have to have these bought by noon. So I was buying my tickets during a break or whatever. But then you can't do just like one.
No, you got to call them.
Right. How dumb is that? Just allow me just to buy my one ticket.
It'd be fun if you could like log in and like change.
And just change it to one. But I couldn't. And Frank was sitting next to me. He's like, well, I think I can go to the game. Just buy all five. He gave me the cash. He's like, I should probably be able to go. I was like, all right, well, if you can't, then I'll give you your money back. But hey, he showed up with the whole fam. I didn't think he was going to come back for the second half because he went up to the club like you have a tendency to do.
Yep, that could be a debacle.
And they weren't dressed all that warm. So I just assumed game's kind of over. He's just going to chill in the club. They came back for most of the third quarter, I think, and then they left. So,
all right. Did they sit near us in 102?
Frank, yeah, they sat right next to me. He high-fived you.
That sounds right.
They scored 55 points. They probably
There was a lot of high fives.
Oh, that's great.
What do you want from me?
Hey,
Peyton was there.
yeah, Peyton sat by us.
Hey,
he was afraid of getting yelled at by Eric.
Right. He came in and said the same thing as me. Hey, guys, just want to let you know I'm there. Yeah, there was a lot of ribbing going on with Gerlach.
Oh, wow.
He texted me. He said I was going to stay home and study, but I didn't want to get yelled at by Eric.
And he had to drop me off at the airport at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
3:45. He was up.
You were there. He talked about it with you.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Why don't you try some cheese, Eric?
Oh, this is even better. Yeah. So we have EBC beer once we go around the valley, which is only 2 games. But we have cheese.
Oh, we got
it looks like bacon.
We got some. This is bacon cheddar from the SDSU Dairy Club. Right. It was on my front porch. Did you get cheese in your front porch?
No, I didn't.
It's in your mailbox, I bet.
Well, it's probably melting.
Going bad. And the other one's regular cheddar. Showed up the other day, and it was a perfect lead into over the past week, the British artisanal cheese community has been reeling after Neil's Yard Dairy announced it had been the victim of a sophisticated fraud, resulting in the loss of over 300,000 euros worth of cloth-bound cheddar.
They lost cheese?
Yes, the equivalent of $389,000. The theft involved a fraudulent buyer posing as a legitimate wholesale distributor for a major French retailer. The thief made off with 950 wheels over 22 metric tons or 48,000 pounds of half-odd Westcombe and Pitchfork cheese.
Wait, how many metric tons?
22 metric tons of cheese.
Stolen?
Yes. I was wondering if you stole it and put it in your egg bake, because that was delicious egg bake.
I don't have the love. I can't steal that much cheese. I mean, I'm not opposed to stealing cheese, but
they have arrested a 63-year-old man in connection with the cheese heist of 2024, in which tens of thousands of pounds of value were stolen from the major distributor. But I don't think, reading through this article, they have not found.
They haven't found the
yet.
cheese.
No, 22 metric tons of cheese.
I also want to know how you get away with that amount of cheese.
I don't know. That's a lot of cheese.
That's a semi-load, right? 22.
There was something else. What did they say in here that this is like one of the few places in the world that truly knows how to make cheese? Apparently, SDSU is the other one, because
SDSU
I have cheddar cheese
does know how to make cheese
on my
and ice cream.
Yeah, it's pretty good cheese.
22 metric tons. That's
jeez.
So hopefully nobody listening has made off with. When we were in Italy in 2019, we went into some shop that had really, I think it was 75-year-old cheese. It looked disgusting.
Well, did
you try it?
No, that's expensive cheese. You can't. I mean, you have to pay for that.
Delicious. It's delicious. The older the cheese gets, I used to work at a co-op that made cheese.
Is it like wine?
They had 50-year-old cheese in there. It's freaking delicious.
You've had it?
Did you steal 22 metric tons?
No, but I always the older the cheese gets, the better it gets. Always eat it as long as it's not moldy, which it doesn't really do if it's stored right. Always eat old cheese.
Well, how on earth?
What if it's from under?
It's a family show, Philip. Come on, clean it up a little bit.
I think that's super funny. How on earth have you not brought us old cheese?
They only bring it out on occasion. They only have small.
You couldn't score some old cheese?
No.
Did you come to a football game?
I'm not. Keepers crabbing.
I'm not going down that road.
Hey, by the way,
the next time you come to a football game, don't bring bear meat. Bring cheese.
Well, the next time you come to a football game, it will be old cheese.
I did not mean to set him up like that.
He did.
Are you going to bring some for? Well, you don't work there anymore. Are you going to bring some for Christmas? You did last year, though.
I don't know. I brought 20-year-old cheese, I think, if I remember right.
You don't know if you're coming to Christmas?
Actually, 20-year-old.
No, I'm coming to Christmas, but I don't remember how old the cheese was that I did bring. No, the old stuff they only bring out for corporate meetings and whatnot there.
Mm. So
but yes, eat it. Yeah, they keep it under wraps. It's in a secret hiding place in the fridge.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, so meat's the same way. I mean, some aged prime rib.
Right.
Really
right.
delicious.
Like that dry aged or whatever.
Yep.
Meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's made off with that.
No.
They may be trying to sell it in the Middle East or Russia.
Well,
because people won't ask questions there.
You know who's from the Middle East?
The dude that showed up at our tailgate.
Exactly. Thank you, Philip. We can't even.
That I casually asked what's in his backpack.
We have had people show up at our tailgate.
Right.
And generally they seem like they're gonna go to the football game.
Right. And we kind of know who they are, or
generally.
that they're with the JI guys.
Or at
right?
least
like, right. Like we know who they're affiliated with. This guy, nobody knew.
I like his attitude though.
Great idea.
He just said, I'm here to study.
Well, he just rolled in. Like we said, we thought maybe he was with some FCS news or something. And like Thumper and those guys like all knew him. And then he came and stood next to us. We're like, are you going to the game? No, I'm going to the library.
Library opens at 10.
Library opens at 10 while he's eating some delicious brisket from Brendan. And we're like, wait.
Phil asked, what's in your backpack?
Yeah.
And what was the answer? Stuff.
Books. He's going to the library.
So
you guys are assuming or insinuating something here.
I was just trying to make sure there was no bomb.
We did a good job saying not a bomb.
Right.
Peyton was on his way to the library too until Eric made him feel bad. Then he's like, I better go to the football game.
Well, he did show up at the football game. One of the funniest things is when Brandon with Terry showed up in the tent and didn't have to announce hockey that night. And he's like, so can I get a beer? And I didn't have any more beer in my cooler, so I couldn't say yes or anything. I can't give away other people's beer. And then Tom and Gerlach's, I think their brain short-circuited. And they didn't say anything. So it was this weird, awkward silence of nothing. And then I was like, yeah, I'll get you a beer. And he's like, wow, I wasn't sure if that was really going to happen.
It was pretty good. He got a beer. It's fine.
Yeah, he did get a beer.
He also, it's like, not sure these people like me.
I know, and we really do like him.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Nobody moved that fast. Yes, that guy. What are you doing? I'm gonna go study.
I'm gonna go study. At least he didn't have a bomb in his backpack. So that was pre-tailgating.
It was, and it was fun.
It was. Yeah, I showed up slightly late. The roads had me nervous. Did they have you nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Chad did a brake check when we got there. So Chad was right in front of Hogland.
Oh, he was. Okay.
He did a brake check. ABS kicked in real fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was
a little icy.
You know what? 65 is a responsible speed.
That's about what I went the whole way.
Yep.
Hy-Vee also isn't open before 6 because I stopped there at about 5:15 to get some donuts, and the door was locked, so that wasn't cool.
The Cliff Street, or
the one on 57th Cliff.
I think they're not doing that.
So I got up there, had to stop at Walmart then, and got up there about a little before 7.
You did a great job, Philip.
You did a good job on the tailgate was good.
I was frightened.
I
thought I was going to.
You looked a little concerned when I walked in.
Under the advice of counsel, they said don't say anything.
Oh, look at you two complimenting each other. You guys are gonna hug it out. You guys are gonna hug it out here in a minute.
Mark, I don't think you understand.
But then we went down the road of just giving each other some good ribbing, and then
there's a lot of people. Here's
a lot of people.
A lot of people walked up.
Some good
a lot of
ribbing?
people.
What is good ribbing?
Your boy walked up. Hey, great podcast, nerds.
Right.
And I quote, am I wrong?
No, he didn't.
That's when Peyton walked up.
There was a lot of people.
There's a lot of that.
Boy, it was really funny, but wow, Gerlach.
Right up the rails.
Nothing gets listeners like a little controversy.
I reset the internal editor. I think we should be fine now.
Did you have a yellow notepad to take some notes afterwards?
What? Wait, what?
a yellow notepad.
I just reset the internal editor. It's the same reason I don't yell out like
fire in a
bombs and
fire in a theater.
Right. So
or a bomb at the tailgate.
It was. By the way, that's a great example. That's a great example. We didn't tell the Middle Eastern guy, like, would you have a bomb? It's fine. I was wrong. I'm terrible.
We're okay.
Hey, SDSU goes on. They beat Incarnate Word 55-14. What are your thoughts?
Are we going to announce this?
EBC
do we want to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
it's a Scary Terry cherry. It's a wheat, like cherry beer.
We know a Terry.
Terry.
She probably doesn't listen.
Spelled differently. It's Scary Terry, though. Remember the fireworks guy? Scary Terry?
Fireworks?
I'll show you the video after we've already gone through
the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Terry.
Yes. Can you add that
to this thing?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
No, that's gonna be a lot of work.
I got music to finally play beforehand. So, anyways,
SDSU wins 55-14. It was pretty awesome. I mean, what do you want? Hey,
I think we did what we were supposed to do, right?
Griff Wilde, he's a dude. I mean, what else you got?
Mark, go ahead. I'm trying to find some stats quick.
Some
stats
unless
you have stats.
The football game. I do have.
Yeah,
stats.
it's not pulling up. I don't understand.
You guys are the worst.
Yes. I thought our defense played lights out. How many stops on fourth down did we have? 4?
6. 5.
6?
5 is 6.
That is insane. I mean, that is nuts. Oh.
One. They got 1 out of 6. Out of 6, they only got 1 backbreaker.
Wildly chippy for a team that was down.
That's what I thought.
40 points.
Both teams got chippy.
And teams that don't wear shirts before football games are 0 for 52. Because once again, they showed those yahoos not wearing any shirts before the game, and just goes to show they did not win.
That doesn't make you tough. It makes you stupid.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's hard to be critical again. It was domination from the beginning. Chase Mason.
Right.
Good to see you back, bud. Hold on to the football. Hold on to the football.
Oh, Chase Mason. Yeah.
That was right off the bat.
But that's the same as we started the Montana game. But Wilde, I think, only had 3 or 4 catches for like 100. It was a slightly Randy Moss type day for him, though, of 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, 120 yards or something. And then I don't think Gradowski had more than, I don't think he went over 200 yards. I don't understand what's going on with this ESPN website here.
174 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Griffin Wilde, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions all day. 2 of
That's
them for
pretty
touchdowns.
good.
Yes.
Right, that's what I said. The only 3
David Elpers, 1 reception, 59 yards.
Talk about some dude
Touchdown.
who talks a lot of trash. That dude talks a lot of trash.
David Elpers?
Yeah. After the interception, some dude was talking trash to him. All he did is stand there and just started pointing at the scoreboard. I'm sure there was words said in it with it too, but
well, I'm sure Incarnate Word rolled up to Brookings thinking they were going to do better than they did, and they didn't.
Why would they think that though? It's cold. We already pounded them once. What would make them think that they were going to be better?
I don't know.
They hadn't lost. Didn't they win like 11
I
in a
know.
row?
I know.
Haven't you gone to, when you played football, you didn't go to a place thinking you're going to win?
I know. Right. I get it. That's why you play the game.
Exactly.
You play to win.
They were disappointed in themselves. And then,
obviously the post game was pretty interesting.
Rolled.
Did you hold on? Can we talk about that? Did you watch their post game?
Nope.
I watched a little bit.
The women played at 4.
Zimmer.
I watched. You can watch it today on YouTube. You don't have to. We weren't asking if you were showing up in the locker room. Hey guys, good win. Here for the post game.
Go ahead, Mark.
Did you put in for credentials from the Hair Razor podcast as media? I wonder if we could do that.
Did you get a pass? A card?
I wear it like a
Fargo.
It's a visor.
This is pretty good cheese.
Mark, go ahead. Yeah, it's
I
excellent cheese.
think
Mark,
I lost my train of thought. Their head
No,
coach,
you
I don't
can't.
know if he was really disappointed or pissed, but Zimmer asked him a question, and it was, so what do you think you got to do to get to the same level teams like South Dakota State are at? And holy cow, the head coach looked at him and he said, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? I'll answer that question next fall. And Zimmer, all he said was, okay, fair enough. And then he asked the quarterback, he said, so do you think the cold weather had anything to do with your loss? No, sir. And then he went on and just started talking about something completely different. No, they were upset they lost that. They were not happy they lost that football.
Riff.
And I don't know if they were upset they lost. I think they're upset they lost the way they did.
Well,
yeah, they didn't anticipate being down 31-0 going into halftime. Right? Like
a football team, you want to be happy if they're happy being losing, right?
Right.
I mean,
right. They shouldn't be happy.
You shouldn't be happy
lost,
losing.
But
right? Am I wrong about that?
The guy was in tears. The quarterback was in tears. He said at one point, I was working in a warehouse. I didn't think I'd ever play football again. And this coach sitting right next to me, but he was bawling his eyes out.
The dude was at Texas Tech and Auburn.
Texas A&M, I think.
Okay, and Auburn.
But
like,
yeah, he
not
beat,
a bad quarterback.
Wasn't he the quarterback when they beat Alabama?
I think maybe.
If you look, yeah. So he's a good quarterback. But yeah, he was working a part-time job at a warehouse, and now he's
possibly they're still hiring.
He can go get a job back there.
Speaking of getting jobs, Idaho got rolled on Friday night, and our boy
that is a good.
And our boy got a job at New Mexico State. What do we think about that? Or not New Mexico. Sorry,
University of State. It had the same kind of feel as when he was bailing on us to go to Idaho when we were up in Montana State. Like,
do we feel it's bad, or I mean?
I think he was playing that game as if he wanted to lose when you onside kick 10-10 when you didn't need to. Like, you're right in that game. He's like, let's do this. Something like, how many dumb things can I do that might make us lose?
So my question is, like, what's the advantage of that? He already had the contract at New Mexico. I mean,
the advantage is so he can get down there and start recruiting.
Oh, come on, Philip. Really?
Like 1 week.
You think he threw the game so he could go coach?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't think
it's like saying Matt Enns did the same thing at North Dakota State.
That's what people in the stands, we might see them here.
Entz didn't have a job though to leave. He wasn't going to a different head coaching job. This is very similar to when Eck, I think Eck had some questionable calls when we were up in Montana State. And this is like, he didn't care.
Does a week matter?
Well, but think about it. If he upsets Montana State, that's another week, and then beats USD, which would have been very possible. And now he's got a whole nother month before they can announce it.
Okay, so fair enough.
I'm not saying he lost on purpose. I'm saying he probably took a bunch of more chances in a different game plan than if he knew he was coming back.
So he completely threw out the game plan mid-game and said, "Let's just get this over with so I can get to my new job."
He's known this for a few weeks.
That he's going to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably true. I believe that. So, but
and everybody, and he can play it off as Eck being Eck, but no, like I don't.
So you think that onside kick at 10-10 has a lot to do with him having a job?
Yeah,
New Mexico.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know.
I mean,
no,
I'm not arguing with you.
I just listen to the JI guys. I bet they have the same opinion.
Well, I'm not arguing with you. I just don't like the fact that it could be true.
Right, they're on right now.
I don't disagree.
We can tune them in.
Well, I'm saying the Thumper and those guys, they may have a little bit more to say about it than Matt and the A team. They might. I don't know.
It just it sucks if that's true.
I think Montana State was just a better football team, and he was
absolutely
pulling any rabbit out of the bag that he could to try and win.
And maybe that is the case. And like at the end of the day, he's not going to admit it, right? So it doesn't even matter.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you could think about the idea of we're going to catch him off guard, but I wouldn't have done that. You're in the game.
You're right? You don't give them ammunition.
Right.
Isn't the words of Herm Edwards? You play to win the game.
I called that interception. Just ask anybody around us.
I heard you.
Yep. No, I said pick
Who?
six.
Mark's interception?
No,
what are you guys
Durant's.
watching there? The rest of us can't see what you're watching.
I know. Durant says, but I said Tucker Lard's going to get a pick six here. But it was Durant, and he took it to the 5-yard line. But that was at least right there on the turnover.
So, yeah, Montana State wins.
They're good.
I got this one wrong. I really thought UC Davis was going to take.
I think we all got it wrong.
Take USD. That did not happen.
They had a chance to win that game.
It was the closest game of I would just say the weekend.
Right, of all of them.
Yep. But no, I'm glad.
But honestly,
nobody bet on that.
USD was in control of that game, start to finish,
and they lost.
No, USD.
I mean,
USD won.
Sorry,
yeah. USD was in control of that game. Like UC Davis. Now UC Davis's running back got hurt, and I think that was a big deal. It kind of changed their game plan. But
it doesn't help when they turn the ball over 4 or 5 times either.
I think it was 6.
Yeah, you're not gonna remember that little game at James Madison that we lost here like 10 years ago?
I think that was 8.
The quarterback had 5 interceptions.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that is not great.
Not gonna win a football game.
And they had 5 interceptions and a lost fumble.
And they were still in it though. They were still in that game.
USD seems a little bit kind of like us back in the day, where like you just have to take steps to get there, right? And they're playing to the level of their competition, and that's what they did last week against
UC Davis,
Tarleton.
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the past week. I'm saying, yeah. Good for them, I guess.
Good for them. We haven't talked about an NDSU yet, but I will be cheering for NDSU on Saturday. Or excuse me, USD on Saturday.
Holy cows!
I'll just have some more cheese.
Yeah,
can you button bar that thing out of there?
No, I will not.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind a USD SDSU championship game.
Why
right?
would you cheer against USD?
Because we're SDSU and we hate them, and we don't want to. Like, there's going to be plenty of people that don't want them.
Well, they're not going to come down to Frisco, so it won't be there.
Oh, but this is the time they will show up.
NDSU beat Mercer 31-7. Did we learn anything from that?
Nope. I don't think Mercer's that good.
Mercer's.
I mean, it's just like incarnate word. They're not great. NDSU did what NDSU was going to do.
So, what are your thoughts on next week?
I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, similar to the first one. I think we pull it out, maybe
like 17-10 wins this
17-14. No, probably not even 14, like 17-10, 17-13.
No.
Right? Like,
fair enough.
There's gonna be a lot of field goals. That's why I was trying to just like 17 means like we scored 2 touchdowns. I think we get a touchdown and 3 field goals, and they get a touchdown and 2 field goals. I think that's what it comes down to. Oof. Yeah, it's gonna be
as good as we're playing.
It's gonna be a brutal game.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
21-13.
So I still think
21,
we'll kick
24,
more field goals.
24,
maybe
13,
24-10, 24-10, 24-13.
Well, you guys are smart. What are the keys to the game then?
Well,
keeping Cam Miller in the pocket, not letting him run, and making him beat us with his arm, because I think our defense is playing much better. And then our offensive line is a lot better. I think we're going to protect Mark a lot better than we did the first time, and I think he is going to be able to find a Lofton, Ogroski, or Wilde. And I think our tight ends are playing a lot better. I think that's going to be the key, because they're gonna try and stop us from running. So I don't think we're going to be able to run the ball like we have been, but I think we are going to open them up and soften them up by throwing the ball down the field, specifically to tight ends. And our defense is lights out. I don't think they're going to be able to hardly move the ball. They didn't the first time, and we've only gotten better.
I would agree with everything you said. We're a different team now than when we played them the first time, and we only lost by 4. Our offensive line
are they different?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm going to say no based off the USD.
I don't think they are based off the USD game. I think they're the same team.
I mean, I'm sure
we're a better football team. Apparently, the team after we lost to them up there, the guys came in on Sunday and apparently had a team meeting and said we need to get it together. We're not playing as good as we should be, and we've been a different team since then. Now, granted, we only beat USD by in overtime.
Yeah.
But we've rolled. We haven't just beaten teams since then.
But think about that game too. I mean, we had just played SDSU and then come back home and have to play USD immediately after, and
Correct.
they had a bye or Youngstown State or whatever. Like it was that is brutal scheduling that they give us
with UND the week after. At UND.
Yeah. Well, the odds makers must think that we have vastly improved too, because we're a 2.5 point favorite in Fargo.
And what'd you guys say the differential is? You got to add something to that.
I think the differential playing in the Fargo Dome is 7.
What was the over under on that?
It's 7 against -2.5. SDSU is picked to win by 2.5.
No.
What do you mean?
For now. Yep.
No, is it like 45 points?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that text you
Montana State picked to win by 6.5.
That's narrow.
I would hammer Montana State, right?
I would put some money on that, but I also said put some money in UC Davis, so I got that one wrong.
I would hammer Montana State.
If we're picked to win by any points, that's a touchdown, right? Don't they usually give the home team at least, especially in Fargo,
it's usually
at least at least 3 points to a touchdown?
Fargo Dome against everybody else other than us is probably 7, but we've played there so many times. Like, what have they lost? Like 8 games the last time, like 8 total losses in the last 20 years, and
maybe those
7 of them come to
Fargo Dome. Like last Saturday had a attendance a little over 10,000. SDSU 8,600.
Yeah, the ice I think played a little bit into it. I mean, it's hard to get to Brookings.
Well, I understand. So
from the south,
but think about this:
it's gonna be full.
NDSU only had 10,000 because they're planning for this next one.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't disagree.
If the weather's nice,
it's gonna be full in there.
Yep.
It'll be full. Gonna be full. It'll be loud.
I'd
rather play. Where would you guys rather play, in the Fargo Dome?
No,
or at Montana State?
Oh, I'd rather play in the Fargo Dome.
More, but I would much rather play in the Fargo Dome.
Yep,
I agree.
When that came out, I thought
there's gonna be 17,000 people on outdoors,
right,
in Bozeman,
and it's gonna be
USD is walking
into a very tough game,
right? A buzzsaw. Now, I doubt any USD people listen to us, but one of there's a few games I regret not going to, football games, right? TCU. When we didn't go to TCU was a lot of fun.
We watched that at the lake.
We watched it at the lake.
It took a little while.
Yeah.
I didn't remember when Minnesota. By the way, if you people have DirecTV or whatever, you got to know what state you're in.
Right. And then
it happened.
Right. And we got it figured out, and then it was fine.
Yep.
Do you still have that box? Do you still have that 5-gallon?
I think it's in a box somewhere. Yeah. I bought a tailgate TV, and I don't think it really ever made it up there this year. One game.
Anyway, moving on.
Mostly because I only made it to 3.
My editor,
50%.
Cheese.
It's pretty good cheese, isn't it?
It's delicious.
Came from England. 20 more.
Tastes
20 more. 21 more tons in the shed.
So anyway,
and the other one would have been the Montana State playoff game.
Yeah,
I think we probably should have made the but we should have made that trip out there. I think that would have been
a rough. That's a rough drive.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
Ooh.
Do we play out there this year, or is that in 2 years?
Next year,
we do play in Montana at Montana State this next year. Who's our FB?
There is no FBS game next year.
Let me look.
There isn't. Yeah, why don't you look at that up?
I'll look that up.
It's the other phone.
We're going to.
Got to go to, and then they announced. So SDSU, so Sac State is at SDSU on the 30th. And then SDSU has to go out to Montana State on September 6th.
Okay.
Where did you find that?
He has it on his calendar.
And every time and then Drake comes to SDSU on the 13th.
Okay. So we're at home Labor Day weekend then.
Yep.
Okay.
Sac State at SDSU.
We'll figure that out.
Sorry.
Once I get my football schedule from Lincoln. Because the last 2 years we've gone out to Rapid for that game, but we have come back the same day.
And then you're going to referee on Monday.
I'm gonna have to do some studying. I don't think it'd look great for me to referee a Lincoln football game.
I don't understand where you're coming with that, because
when my kid is still in his team and like I know the refs,
but
I know the coaches.
He's not going to be on the field.
But he still plays for Lincoln.
Have we moved on to Lincoln Corner?
Not quite.
We're not there. Let's talk basketball.
We're going to get there. Yeah.
So we all got Montana State SDSU championship game.
Is that what we got? All right.
Frisco, Texas, January.
As long as SDSU
is it January 4th or January 5th? Yeah.
6th?
It doesn't matter.
6th. Oh, hang on.
Ooh, and it's moving to Nashville. Thoughts on that?
I would love that to happen too.
It is. Wait, hold on.
Are we?
No, I gotta make it. That's more my point.
So, Philip, what was your
January
scoring prediction? What was your scoring prediction for
us?
India? Yeah,
24-13.
I didn't write it down last week. I was going to, and I didn't want to listen to that. So 24-13. That was I said 24-13. You said like 17 to
24-16.
I said 17-10. I think
I sound like Gaskins on this thing, eating cheese while eating food while I'm doing
he's
the podcast.
got a new job, is what I read.
Yeah, I don't know if that podcast is going to stay on or not.
But what's his new job?
Something on Mondays or like
no, it's every day of the week. It's an
hour
happy hour, but it's with like Sioux Falls Live, Fargo, and Forum, and it's just a daily podcast, radio show, or whatever that he got hired to do. I like it. They'll talk high school sports, they'll talk college sports, Augie, USF.
I'm going to say 31-21.
As long as SDSU wins,
I don't care
if it's 7-3.
Eric, you don't want to put it 7-3. Eric.
I said 17. No, I said 17-10.
It's going to end up being like,
right.
It's going to end up being like 13-6, right?
If SDSU wins 3-0, I don't care. Let's go to Frisco.
It's one of the few times I want to go up to Fargo and watch.
I know.
So Sophie has gymnastics in Mitchell.
I wrote that down too. I was invited to go up to the game.
Who's going? Who invited you?
The Burgesses.
Are you going?
No, I'm not. I hate that place.
No, I just. It's gonna be a long time before I ever go back to Fargo.
It's also 11:00 game. Yeah.
You almost have to spend the night there to make it worth it.
Ooh. Well, if you have a bus. Hey,
no.
So SDSU men, the men lost twice. They went out west. They somehow the men find a way to be up early and lose late.
Were they up early on Colorado? You were reffing. I thought they were down and then came back in the second half, and then
they were up early on Nevada.
Yeah, they were up early in that.
And they lost both those. But I mean, that's what's going to happen with the young team.
Yeah, they're incredibly young. Clough is going to be a problem in the Summit League, though. That's an absolute fact. He is going to be a problem in the Summit League.
Well, that's good. I mean,
against Colorado, they were never ahead.
No, but they came back, didn't they?
Well,
I only
down 40 to 35.
I was at a Lincoln basketball game.
40 to 35 at half, and they lost 81-70. So they did not have a very good game.
I was at the women's game when they played Nevada, and then Friday had my own stuff to do. My own
reffing.
Yeah. I suck.
No,
you can mock me.
Were they at home? You missed the home game?
No.
Oh, okay, right.
That would just
you don't
be
miss
silly.
home games. I mean, they were close in both those games, right?
They were.
Big
That's
schools.
what I'm saying.
It's just we just don't. I don't know. We're good at if we're on shooting threes, we can play with anybody, I think. But if we're not, like we tend to have some turnover problems.
Did you watch it?
I caught the second half of the Colorado game. Clough got them back into it. They made some shots and then just couldn't. They just couldn't keep it going. I also had the Lennox Sioux Falls Christian game on, so I may have been paying attention to that a little bit more.
But you're not wrong. I mean, that probably fits more into Lincoln Corner, but
Right.
you were watching a really good high school basketball game
Right.
early
really,
on.
Really good game.
It does matter.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are listening that, I mean, that's big.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
That was big on the girls and the boys side.
Right. We had it at 38, 41, 44. I think that's when I started watching. It is even 44, 46 with, I don't know, 15 minutes left. And we held it close there and then just kind of, I don't know, just let it kind of slip away. Is really what it came down to. 2 turnovers.
Mark, do you watch any basketball in Minnesota?
If it's on ESPN Plus, I will.
No, high school. Like literally going watching basketball.
You can pay like $10 a month and get the Midco Sports channel. They'll all be on there.
Yeah, add that to the other couple $100 worth of apps that I have to watch TV. No, I'm good.
So then, no, you don't go to any high school.
No, I don't attend high school basketball games.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not here during the week. I
don't think.
Live in Iowa.
Do you go to Iowa?
No.
Do you go and check out like a Mason City game or a Clear Lake game?
No.
Oh.
No, I do not. Neither does Isaac.
He did not seem on board with that idea.
No, it didn't sound like that. The women won 2, took out Dakota Wesleyan, then Northern Iowa.
Dakota Wesleyan was
still got to win it.
Right. But that's
still win that game. There was actually a decent amount of people from Dakota Wesleyan were there to watch their girls play. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
2 of them were in our row.
Right.
And then Northern Iowa. Always that's a.
Can you still hear us though? We can't hear you.
I can't see you. I can hear you. Is that a big win against Northern Iowa?
This year it's not a big win, but it's a win you need to have against a Missouri Valley team as you build this resume. It is.
Yeah, it's a big win.
It's
right. You have to.
It's not as big a win as Ball State.
Hello?
Hey,
and we're back.
Eric,
the battery died on the thing, so let's we might have to make it snappy because I don't know how much power is left in the other battery. So the women are good. How was the UNI game? What was the crowd like? It looked a little light.
Well, I think a lot of people were just thawing out.
Right. But
was it that cold?
It wasn't.
But
it wasn't that warm. I mean, what do you want?
I regret.
We've been there for worse, right?
Montana State was way worse.
100%. We've been there for worse.
Way worse.
That was not bad.
No, yesterday was not bad at all. No. I did not need the Carhartts. I regretted that.
I told Tom, "You're going to overheat," and I was right.
Well, isn't that the way to do it? Overheat. Right. Take layers
off.
off.
You're right. You can always take layers off.
Yes.
Okay.
It was fun, and I'm glad to have Phil back for first down guy because that's a lot of work.
Okay, so hold on. Question there. Do you get an opportunity to do that, or does the new PA announcer take that from you?
We got to hustle.
Ooh, Hollett's quick. Hollet beat us a few times.
So at what point do you just let him have it?
No,
we never let him have it because Chuck is too excited and he's pointing at us, so we got to do something.
Yep.
And Chuck didn't know who to point at. He was pointing at Gerlach, and then I yelled, and then he was pointing at me, and then Gerlach yelled, and then he was like, "I'm just going to point at both of you."
It was pretty cool. I mean, a week ago he pointed like, "You got this." Like,
I got this.
It was a lot of work. You have a more authoritative voice than I do, so it was a lot of work for me a week ago.
Right. I'm not afraid to yell loud.
Well, I'm not either, but it's not authoritative enough. I tried.
Oh, funny. Lincoln Corner.
Lincoln Corner. Hey, so every basketball team has played now, and
Other than Harrisburg and Yankton,
the boys haven't played.
No, they got postponed because of all that weather down there.
You know, which is it? Oh, that's right. They were going to Yankton.
Right, they were going to Yankton.
They were going to.
Yeah, I think they were going to Yankton.
Well, which is interesting because Vermilion came up to Sioux Falls.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I mean, it's kind of the same. Isn't it the same thing?
I don't disagree. They're the same distance, really.
They're just messing with schedules at that point because now you affect.
Now it's a pain in the butt to get it rescheduled, right?
You got to reschedule. You got to find new officials. You're gonna have to figure out a date.
All the Harrisburg kids showed up to the Lincoln game,
and then you shake your head, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, so the Lincoln boys played Friday night. They won.
Yeah, it's a good game. Played number 2 Washington. It was number 2 versus number 3. I mean, preseason, right? You just
it's a big deal.
Don't know what you have,
it's a
but
decent deal right off the bat.
But yeah, it was a big game. Washington had a lot more experience than we did, but we played a good basketball game. That's why we should have played. Sam went for 18 and 10.
14 before anybody knew what hit him. And
right, he had 14 in the first half, and then in the second half, they had a problem. Let's put it this way: they made sure there was 1, if not 2 guys on him, and then Brody Schaefer was able to get to the basket, score some points. He also had a good game. Played really good defense, rebounded well. Played as a team. That was good. You always wonder how everybody's going to gel.
Sam starts, right? Sam starts as a sophomore?
Junior.
He's a junior now. He starts, right?
Yes, he played the whole game other than like 40 seconds.
He played well enough that mom and dad called me on the way home from that game on icy roads to brag about him for about 45 minutes.
Well, they just like talking to you. But Brody Schaefer, starting quarterback, also had a really good game. And then Eddie Knoll hit some big 3-pointers. Luke Krimke's hit a big 3-pointer. Sam Erickson, he was a little nervous. It looked like first start on high school, and he's a better shooter than what he showed the other night. But he'll get beyond that. He did that the same thing last year, and he's gonna have a good season. Washington's good. I mean, Tommy's good. Jace Woods could have probably played a little bit better. I think he'd even admit that. I mean, he's a talented basketball player. So when we play them again, I mean, they're gonna win a lot of games yet this year.
Well, it's a long season. March is a ways away.
It's a long ways away. Yep. We have Harrisburg on Tuesday night. The girls were right in it for quite a bit, and then it just kind of got away from them, and they lost by 30.
New coach.
Yeah, it's going to take time for them to rebuild that program. That other coach didn't do it a whole lot of favors. So
well, all right. So there's that, but doggone it, I've heard more than one story already of teams that are good or could be good, and they said no, they're going to play JO volleyball.
Right, I don't disagree. They're going to play AAU volleyball.
This is not a knock on volleyball. This is definitely not. Understand what I'm saying? It's not a knock on volleyball, but you could have some amazing basketball teams,
right? With a lot of girls who, I mean, volleyball and basketball are like the talent, like what girls bring to volleyball in height and athleticism, jumping, also seems to work pretty well in basketball.
It is. It's not
too bad.
It's not a knock on volleyball.
I just wish they didn't have AAU volleyball during the winter, but they can't play basketball.
But they gotta pick. Particularly if you play for.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I wish I wish they didn't have tournaments, that people didn't put on tournaments for AAU volleyball in the winter.
Think about Kairos.
Yeah,
you got to sign. You got to sign on the dotted line.
I know. I get it. They don't say you can't, but you're not making that top end traveling team if you don't.
Oh no, you can't.
Right.
You signed it up. Like you cannot play basketball.
What I'm saying is this is what I've heard. They say you can do whatever you want. You can go play basketball and not be on the winter team, but then come summer, you're probably not going to be on the top team.
Well, okay, so it's
unless you're like, what's her name that went to Nebraska?
She did. Well,
what is her name?
Oh, Bergen Riley.
Right. So she was
played
good at
basketball.
right.
And she played basketball very well and still went to Nebraska.
Right. That's my point.
But
like
she didn't play for Kairos.
Oh, who'd she play for?
I think she played for a Pentagon team.
Okay.
Well, either way, you're absolutely
right.
Bergen Riley.
That's what I'm
played
saying.
For
is
Gorman basketball and
is the Boovie girl down in Hinton? If she always played basketball too. I mean, she tore up her knee, but nobody's going to tell the Boovie girl she's not going to play on the top end team in volleyball because she's the best player in the state.
Did Brooklyn Meyer play volleyball?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you? I don't know.
At West Lyon?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to not let a 6'2". I'm assuming she did. I'm just making that assumption.
I can whether she played volleyball.
I can probably reach out to a few people, but I would assume she played volleyball.
Right. Just wondering if I should look that up. Do we care that much if Brooklyn Meyer played volleyball?
It was just more of a question.
Just saying.
We're
just wondering.
Brooklyn Meyer she did. Brooklyn Meyer played volleyball. I'd like to see how that went.
She's a beast at the net, I would assume.
So was West Lyon volleyball good?
Mm-hmm.
All I ever hear about is like Unity
Western
and Western Christian.
Central Lyon was good for a little bit, but I don't think they're good anymore. I don't know. They're not Western or Unity.
Western somehow figures out a way to constantly be good.
Different. I mean, they have a tradition, right?
Right.
And that's just a lot of times.
Just like Central Lyon plays football.
And football,
but not
right?
so much
West Lyon and
basketball.
football. Well, basketball, they've been pretty good the past 3-4 years.
Boys basketball?
They won a state championship 2 years ago.
Did they really?
Yeah. Oh. Or last year?
I thought you guys said you just
went to the state championship a few years. No, when we were there, we were terrible.
You just played football
right.
instead.
Right. We went out for basketball, but
got it.
Like you didn't pick up a basketball other than in basketball. Anyways, we probably should do.
Wait, what?
I don't know how much battery is left in that camera.
Mark, did you play basketball?
I was on the team. Does that count?
Got it. Did you play football?
I was on the. Well, yeah, I played football.
I'll stop before I get in big trouble. I did really well today.
No, I played football. I didn't play much in basketball, but
no, you didn't.
I started as a senior in football. I guess I was a long snapper for 2 years.
Okay.
I can't do that.
All right, let's go through headlines of the line.
This
camera's making me nervous.
This can be great because I didn't write it down, so I might be as surprised as y'all.
All right.
Barry Keegan look-alike contest. I got it. Barry Keegan look-alike contest planned in cemetery canceled.
Who's Barry Keegan?
Great question.
Okay, keep going.
Mm-hmm. But his look-alike contest planned in the cemetery is canceled.
Okay.
Right. Japan unveils chilled drinkable mayo.
Ew.
Mayo?
Mayo, like
mayonnaise?
Yep.
Okay. I thought you said mail as in M-A-I-L.
M-A-Y-O. Mayo.
Yeah, mayo.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
M-A-Y-O.
M-A-Y-O.
Yep.
Yeah, that just sounds funny to hear you
just the way you said it. M-A-Y-O.
It's the best radio station ever here on M-A-Y-O. Traffic.
The pheasant.
We're going to go live copter 5.
Huron lost the T. That was interesting.
On the boys' side, right?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Anyways, sorry. Distracted.
Nope. I do enjoy hearing basketball scores.
Right. Oh, yeah. I was tailgating in the dark, was talking basketball.
Yeah.
And then Tom set up the light and the disco lights came on.
He also had
the
light. He had the
he had the lamp.
That was a good idea.
Awesome.
That's fantastic.
That was a good idea. Did you see Brandon when he showed up? He also had a lamp in his hat. Still didn't help him get a beer very fast, but
I know you don't want to talk about this, but Tom's ability to pack things and understand space management is phenomenal.
Did he take your tables?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say I don't have those.
How he can look at something and go, "This is where it should go." That is a talent, the likes of which I can't. I have no idea. Most of the time, I say it should go in somebody else's truck. What we know about the company representing itself as Enron.
Okay,
that's the headline.
Okay,
Wait,
Enron
say it again.
Still around.
Say it one more time.
What we know about the company representing itself as Enron.
All right.
Okay.
And then number 4, Red Lobster CEO, it could be the greatest comeback in restaurant history.
I believe he would say that. I'm going with the first one as a lie.
Barry Keoghan.
No, actually, I'm going with the second one because I don't think you could make that up.
Japan unveils chilled, drinkable mayo.
Wait, do you get to change? Do you get to say something and then change it to something else?
Yes, he can.
Apparently,
it's his basement.
There's rules.
It's his basement.
He didn't give any answer yet.
Well, because when he said the first one, I was going to say the second one, but then he changed his answer.
Well, that affects you,
right? Don't let it have an impact on you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, I'm going to go with the first one then.
Oh, you got Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, you can't even say it out. You can't even say it.
No, I can. I'm just reading it off the phone.
We're
all going to be surprised. So you're taking number 1?
Yeah, I took number 2.
I'll take number 1.
All right. So first of all, I already know Phil's wrong because number 2 is true.
Okay.
I got to click on number 1. Because
you got to see if it's.
Oh, Mark got it right.
There you go.
Number 1 is the lie. There is drinkable mayo.
Gross.
That is
disgusting.
It is the worst.
You don't know who the Barry guy is?
I have no idea who Barry Keoghan. I don't know who Barry Keoghan is. But drinkable mayo is a very real thing.
I assume that's good. Not drinkable mayo. Mark Gronowski's hand is like almost 11 inches wide. I assume that's good.
Is that big?
They kept.
That's what she said.
You're seeing that. They kept talking about that. That's why he can grip the football in cold weather.
Oh, okay.
That was a big deal for ESPN. I don't know.
Right. We didn't even bring the shacks out, the heat shacks. But they brought up like the heated table or heated seats with the helmet heaters. Why can't we get that?
Well, we're at home.
Hey, JFPA, break that out. Get the money. Let's go.
Yes, it's a drinkable form of mayonnaise, one that has already been branded online as awful.
Look. Drinkable mayonnaise.
Those Japanese. No one is here to taste shame. It's a great headline.
Nice. No one is here to taste shame.
I don't know who the other guy is, but that was the fake one.
Right. Hey, we're going to get it under an hour.
That's
People
right.
will be happy.
In theory, I didn't piss anybody off.
Nope, we're good.
Theoretically.
Give it time. We're not done.
No, I think we're done. This camera's making me nervous. I'm really worried about the battery in that thing.
You look like somebody that's like recording porn. like, why are you so upset?
Wait, that's what people look like recording porn?
Yeah, how do you know? He's been in the room and they've recorded porn.
Did you hear about the drinkable mayonnaise?
No, he did say no.
Did you hear about the drinkable mayonnaise?
What are you doing during the week at your apartment?
Looking for space.
Are you in? Are you in the porn or just watching people record porn?
Oh my god,
that's my peeve. Hey, you know what? Submit your questions to the Hair Razor mailbag. We'll read it out loud next week.
Go big.
Go blue.
Go Jack.